ends POV, the sharp, violent shatter of glass downstairs is the first warning. Before I can even drag in a breath to scream, a heavy, leather-gloved hand clamps brutally over my mouth. Don't make a sound, Jungkook breathes against my ear. My eyes snap open into the pitch black of my bedroom. My heart is hammering a frantic, sickening rhythm against my ribs. But the man pinning me to the mattress is a statue made of ice. At 26, Jungkook has spent the last 3 years as my personal shadow. A highly trained, deeply stoic bodyguard who treats me like nothing more than a fragile, 24-year-old liability in this dark, mafia-run world. He's never crossed a line. He's never even cracked a smile. But right now, the pure, unfiltered danger radiating off his massive frame is terrifying. Jungkook? I mumble against his glove, my whole body trembling. We are leaving. Now. He rips the heavy duvet off me, hauling me to my feet by my upper arm. His grip is iron-tight, bruised with urgency. I'm wearing nothing but thin silk sleep shorts. The winter air flooding through the cracked hallway door bites brutally at my bare skin. Panic clogs my throat as I scramble in the dark, my hands blindly grasping the heavy black fabric draped over my desk chair. It's Jungkook's spare tactical hoodie. I pull it over my head in a chaotic, desperate rush, instantly drowning in his scent. Gunpowder, sharp mint, and something intoxicatingly dark and male. Move, he barks quietly, his large hand dropping to the small of my back, practically shoving me toward the hidden servants' staircase. Who is it? I choke out, stumbling over my own bare feet. Are they... Quiet. Keep your eyes on my back, he snaps, his voice low and lethal. We take the narrow stone steps 2 at a time. The unmistakable sound of heavy combat boots echoing in the main hallway above us makes my blood run completely cold. Men are shouting. Doors are being kicked in. Jungkook doesn't give me a single second to process the terror. We burst out the side door into the freezing, rain-slicked alley. The storm hits us instantly, the icy downpour soaking my legs. I slip on the wet pavement, but Jungkook's arm wraps around my waist like a steel band, catching me before I hit the ground. He practically throws me into the back of his armored SUV, slamming the heavy door shut and plunging me into darkness. He vaults into the driver's seat. The tires violently screech against the wet asphalt, smoking as we tear into the night, leaving my compromised safe house in the rearview mirror. For 10 agonizing minutes, the only sound in the car is the roaring engine, the torrential rain hammering against the reinforced roof, and my own frantic, shallow breathing. I curl my knees to my chest in the expansive back seat, trembling so violently my teeth are chattering. The adrenaline is fading, leaving behind a bone-deep, icy shock. I am freezing. I am terrified. Jungkook's dark, sharp eyes catch mine in the rearview mirror. His jaw is clenched so tight, a muscle ticks furiously in his cheek. Suddenly, he hits the brakes, swerving the heavy SUV off the main road and into the pitch-black shadows of an abandoned industrial underpass. He kills the engine. The silence that follows is suffocating. Jungkook's POV, I am going to slaughter whoever breached that house. I'm going to tear them apart with my bare hands. But right now, my only focus is the violently shivering girl curled up in my backseat. For 3 agonizing years, I have buried every filthy, obsessive thought I have about my charge. I am a professional, I am a weapon, I don't feel, I protect. But watching YN at the charity gala earlier tonight, watching that arrogant, untouchable Air Jimin slide his hands all over YN's waist during the dance while I was forced to stand against the wall like a useless guard dog, nearly broke my sanity. It took every ounce of my military discipline not to pull my gun and put a bullet in Jimin's knee. And now seeing YN trembling, terrified, swallowed up in my clothes, smelling like me. The control I've maintained for years is snapping like a frayed wire. I climb over the center console, my massive frame eating up the space in the cramped back seat. I don't ask for permission. I don't care about boundaries right now. I just reach out and haul YN across the leather seat, dragging that smaller, shivering frame flush against my solid chest. You're freezing, I mutter, my voice a low, rough rumble that I barely recognize as my own. I'm fine. YN lies, breath hitching, hands resting weakly against my chest. Jungkook? Who were they? Were they Jimin's men? Are we... Shut up, I command softly, my voice laced with a dark edge. I wrap my large, warm hands around YN's waist, rubbing firmly to work the chill out of those freezing sides. Then, everything stops. The hoodie is massive, but the fabric is just a single layer of soft, worn cotton. As my hands press firmly into YN's sides to pull us tighter together, my thumbs naturally sweep upward. I freeze. Every muscle in my body goes completely rigid. The rhythmic, comforting rub of my hands halts in dead, electric silence. My brain short-circuits as the friction registers. There are no straps. There is no wire barrier. There is only undeniable, raw, burning skin directly beneath the thin... The air in the car instantly thickens, turning hot, heavy, and suffocating. My protective instincts violently clash with a sudden, overwhelming surge of primal, possessive desire. I ends POV. Jungkook? I whisper, my breath catching in my throat as his hands remain completely motionless against my ribs. He slowly pulls back just enough to look at me. The stoic professional mask he's worn for 3 years is gone. Entirely shattered. His eyes are pitch black, pupils blown wide, burning with a dark, terrifyingly possessive fury I have never seen before. Suddenly, his grip on my waist tightens almost bruisingly. Did he touch you like this tonight? Jungkook's voice drops a low, dangerous, guttural, pure venom. What? I gasp, my back hitting the cold leather door as I try to process the sudden, terrifying shift in him. Jungkook crowds into my space. Pinning them effortlessly against the window above my head. Don't play dumb with me, he sneers, his breath hot against my lips. I asked you a question? He whispers fiercely. When that bastard Jimin danced with you, when he put his filthy hands on what belongs to me? Jungkook, you can't. You're my bodyguard. Were you? He demands, his voice a raw, jagged growl, his fingers pressing into my bare waist. No! I cry out, tears of overwhelming panic and pure, confusing heat pricking my eyes. No, he didn't touch me like this, only you. Something dark and utterly triumphant flashes in his eyes. Before I can take another breath, he completely snaps. My heart explodes in my chest, the fear of the attack entirely replaced by the thrilling, blinding panic of his mouth. Suddenly, the blinding high beams of a black van flood the windshield. The deafening screech of tires rips through the underpass, cutting off our only exit. Jungkook. His eyes flash from dark lust back to lethal, calculated awareness as he stares into the glaring lights of the ambush. He slowly releases my wrists, reaching behind his back to unholster his Glock. Get on the floor, he orders, the bodyguard returning in a split second. And don't move until I say so. YN's POV. Get on the floor, now. I dive into the cramped floorboard of the SUV, the rough carpet scraping against my bare knees. The world outside completely explodes into chaos. The blinding high beams of the black van trap us in a cage of light, and a second later, the deafening crack, crack, crack of automatic gunfire echoes through the concrete underpass. Bullets punch into the reinforced glass of our SUV, spiderwebbing the windshield but failing to pierce it. I press my face into the leather seat, my hands gripping my head as panic completely paralyzes my throat. Above me, Jungkook is a man possessed. He doesn't flinch, he doesn't hesitate. He leans across the seat, his massive frame shielding my body entirely from any potential glass shards, and fires his Glock through the cracked side window. The sound of his weapon inside the car is a physical assault on my ears, vibrating straight through my chest. He smells like burning copper, rain, and that intoxicating dark mint cologne. Even in the middle of a literal war zone, my mind is still reeling from the feeling of his lips crashing against mine just seconds ago. Jungkook's POV. My blood is burning like pure acid. They dared to shoot at my vehicle. They dared to put a target on the only person in this world I care about protecting. Through the fractured, glaring windshield, I catch a glimpse of the logo on the side of the attacker's black van. It's the crest of the Park Syndicate. Jimin's family. A red-hot wave of lethal, blinding jealousy eclipses my tactical training. He sent them. The arrogant bastard from the gala actually thinks he can send his dogs into my territory to reclaim YN, over my dead body. Hold on! I roar, shifting the heavy SUV into reverse. I floor the accelerator. The tires scream, smoking against the wet concrete as the heavy armored vehicle flies backward, violently ramming the front bumper of the black van. The impact jerks the entire cabin, throwing the attackers off balance. Without losing a beat, I shift into drive, cut the wheel hard to the left, and punch the gas. We rocket out from under the industrial pass, tearing into the blinding, torrential rain of the main highway. I keep my eyes glued to the rearview mirror. Nobody is following us. We broke their perimeter. Minutes blur together as I drive like a madman through the dark, winding back roads of the city, making sure our tail is completely dead. Finally, I swerve into the pitch-black belly of an abandoned, cavernous shipping warehouse I use as a secondary safe point. I kill the engine. I kill the lights. The silence drops over us like a heavy iron curtain, broken only by the sound of our ragged, overlapping breathing. Jungkook. YN's shaky, breathless voice comes from the darkness of the floorboard. Are we safe? Please tell me we're safe. I don't answer with words. The adrenaline from the gunfight is mixing with the toxic, starving need that exploded in my chest earlier. I reach down into the darkness, my large hands grabbing YN under the arms, and haul his shivering body straight up onto my lap in the driver's seat. YN's POVI. I gasp as Jungkook leaving my bare legs completely exposed to the heated air of the cabin. The darkness in the warehouse is absolute, but I can feel the frantic, heavy thudding of Jungkook's heart against my chest. His hands don't stay on the outside of the clothes. They Cook, you're bleeding, I whisper, my fingers brushing against a small scrape on his jawline. I don't care, he growls, his voice lower and more dangerous than I've ever heard it. He presses his forehead against mine, his hot breath fanning across my lips. They were Jimin's men, YN. He sent them for you. He wants to take you away from me. He wants to put his hands back on you. I don't want him, I breathe out, completely overwhelmed by the raw, terrifying intensity in his eyes. My hands wrap around the back of his neck, pulling him closer. The missing barrier under my hoodie makes every micro movement agonizingly electric. My bare I don't care about him, Jungkook. I don't care about anyone else. I'm here, with you. Jungkook's POV. Hearing those words completely wrecks whatever shred of professional sanity I have left. You're mine, I whisper fiercely against his lips. Say it again. Let me hear you say it. I'm yours. YN sobs out softly, his body trembling against mine. Only yours, Jungkook. For 3 years, I watched other people look at her. If anyone tries to touch you again, YN, I will burn this entire city to the ground. Suddenly, the dashboard screen flashes brightly, cutting through the darkness. An unknown number is calling my secure line. I freeze, my hand still resting against YN's bare waist. I hit the speakerphone button, my eyes narrowing. A distorted, deep laugh echoes through the quiet SUV. Did you enjoy the distraction, Jungkook? While you were so busy playing the jealous hero and hiding in the dark with the air? We just wiped out your entire security agency's headquarters. Every single guard is dead. Thanks for keeping the prize isolated for us. We'll be seeing you both very soon. The line goes dead. My blood turns to ice. It wasn't Jimin's trying to steal YN away. The gala, the dance, the ambush under the bridge, it was all a massive setup engineered from inside my own firm to separate us from our backup. We aren't being hunted by a jealous rival. We are completely on our own, and the real enemy is someone I trusted.